Hi, I've just come on here to say I don't know whether I'll post this or ever use it. This past week I have mentally really struggled with my injury, and I have like back issues and pain in my hip, and it's brought back a lot of memories of when I was in a real bad way with my kidney problems and I would have a sore back in a similar sort of area. And it's made me down, and when I can't move and train, it really gets to me and it reminds me of those times. And it's been really tricky, and made me, like, to be fair, like just shit and down. And then I've had a lot of stress as well at the same time, and I guess this has added to the stress. And I have just finished it's Friday. I've just finished my last PT of the day. Now, my client, her name is Ali, and it got me really emotional to start our conversation. I actually just fought back a few tears when she was talking to me. I met Ali about a year ago on an induction in the gym. It was basically the first time she'd ever walked into the gym, booked on an induction, the first time we'd ever met. And we connected. We connected over the fact that Ali had overcome cancer, and I was telling Ali about my mum, and she's a bit older than my mum, but she's amazing. Her attitude to life is amazing, and I get the sense sometimes that perhaps she wasn't always like that, and I think what she went through definitely changed her outlook on life and her mentality. And when she saw me today, it was the first time I'd seen her in almost 2 weeks. She had been on holiday, and she normally sees me every Friday. So I was excited to see how her holiday was. She'd been up to Scotland. She was really excited to go on the Harry Potter train. And she could sort of sense that something wasn't quite right with me. I'm not necessarily moving in my normal rhythm. And I think I have a good relationship with my clients that I will open up and tell them. So I told Ali that I've not been good over the past week or so, and my back and my hips definitely been playing up. And she said, "Oh, that's not good. Someone at your age, especially at your age, you know." And it made me realise, like, whenever I've said anything about my back or my hip or my injuries, that people often who don't know me will refer back to, "Oh my God, at your age." And these are often older people. And I think when we talk about back issues, it does tend to always often affect or impact people who are older, not necessarily people who are deemed quite active, quite fit, quite healthy, and younger. And Ali didn't really say much at first, and she watched me pick up a few weights for her to complete her exercises and her set. And we finished the set, and she went to put back a couple of dumbbells. I picked up a plated weight that I'd put down for her for a bit of support at her feet. And she said to me, she said, "You would not pass manual handling or whatever, something around those, the way you lifted that. No wonder you've got back problems." And I know I lifted it wrong on purpose, and it was more because I was struggling to kind of get into the normal position I would do. And then she ended up on a big sort of tangent and rant about looking after yourself. And it really struck me because she really cared. And someone who normally, isn't a family member, but someone now I've actually known for a year, once a week we see each other, and we just see each other and go through a session. We talk about loads of things, and we have so much in common, like certain sweet treats that we like and stuff. And it really got to me, and she was genuinely saying it from a place of care. And she said, as someone who's overcome and been through what she's been through, you've only got one body, you've only got one life, right? And I think it's part of me where I look at my life and I go, yeah, what I've been through, where I almost tried to not be here anymore. I'm going to say it like that. Couldn't see a way out of it. And I'm so super grateful for what I've got right now. And there's another side of that, well, I've got a body and I've got what I want, so let's go and do everything. But the problem is there is no balance between the two. And sometimes I try and do too much all at once and create so much pressure and stress on myself that I feel like I'm going to let people down if I don't do things. But if I'm being really truthfully honest, with this High Rocks thing coming up and all these problems flaring up and bringing back all these memories of past and stuff, and I'm like, I actually just want to say fuck it. I don't want to do any of it at all anymore. I'm done sort of trying to be something that I'm not. I just want to move healthily and be happy. And I've decided that I'm not going to do the singles at all because there's genuinely no point. I haven't yet decided thoroughly whether I'm going to do the doubles, knowing that there's a bit of less workload there at this moment in time. Petrified of pushing or pulling a sled. Scared of doing burpees, lunges. I'm just like, I just don't really care. Like, what's the actual point to all of this? Now, part of me's like, oh shit, we're raising money for charity, and people have donated, and you let people down. But I know in the past I've done this, and I remember getting a chest infection once prior to a 10k run, and it was Manchester 10k, one of my favourite events, and I was like, I'm just stupid. Like, why would I even bother running? Like, I literally couldn't breathe. And he ended up doing it. And yeah, like, you can get through shit, and you can get through it and get through it. And I know mentally I'm very, very driven and tough like that. But as I get older, I'm like, what's the fucking point? Genuinely, what's the fucking point? And seeing both my parents worry, they haven't said it to me myself, but they said it to my sister. My sister told me, makes me think, yeah, I don't want to put them through a lot of shit, because they will worry, although they don't have to be there for me and they don't have to do things for me. They will do, as parents do. And I don't want to put them through that either. So the conversation I had with Ali tonight has really made me think a lot. And like, when Ali comes in, we had a couple of goals, and there was nothing in particular. Like, we don't really necessarily need to be like dropping loads of body fat or anything like that. And the biggest part for Ali is really just moving well, feeling good. We don't push things like crazily. She has a tremor on one of her sides and the shoulders, so we don't need to go stupidly heavy with weight. But I think genuinely the best thing for Ali is that she just moves. She learns something, she gets to move well, she comes in once a week on her own as well and does her own session off the back of what she'd learned. She's picking up weights that she never would have done normally, you know, and overall, like, just keeping herself supple and nice, like, and preventing herself, I guess, from having falls and those kind of things and stuff. And I think ultimately, like, we all just want to be happy and healthy, right? And why are we bothering trying to go through things when I'm just, not everyone is, but I feel like I'm just breaking my body down and down and down. And like, I'm a big advocate of health for your own good well-being, and fitness and health for your own good well-being. And at this moment in time, like, I've got none of that at the moment, and I'm just like, if I haven't got that, then what have I got? Because that's my drug, that's my happiness. So, lovely ramble. Have no idea whether I'll share this long form content these days. Nobody's got the patience for it, but it's what I prefer, and I think it's what I like to listen to and watch and has better meaning for. But I guess it's all about documenting the journey as well. So I'm rambling now. I'm going to close this, and I just want to share that story from the lovely Ali.